Hi everybody! Today's video is a birth announcement. These mini Labradoodle puppies are not quite 24 hours old. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and today's video we are going to introduce you to each of these mini Australian Labradoodle puppies. This is a rainbow litter. We have 3 different colors, but we have only just one pattern. And all of these puppies are from our beautiful girl Dottie and our handsome boy Copper. So we're going to go through a little bit of information about the birth itself, how Dottie's doing, and then we'll introduce you to each of the puppies and just give you a little tiny bit of information on each of them. And then we will start with our regular litter updates for week 1, and in those we'll have more information about each of the puppies. Today's video will be fairly brief just because we don't want to stress Dottie out. So Dottie is our beautiful black and white party girl. She is an Australian Labradoodle and she's a multi-gen. This is Dottie's very first litter. Dottie is the daughter of our girl Ripple. Now Dottie is actually a phantom, but she is what we call an invisible phantom. And the reason she's invisible is because she's party and has all of this white, you don't see her phantom markings, but she is actually a phantom. And Copper, who is the daddy of this litter, is a red caramel, and he carries for phantoms. So we could have had some phantoms in this litter, but instead we have a complete party. This litter is called the Brass Ring, but in some ways I think we should change the name and call it the Party litter, because every single puppy is a party just like their mama Dottie. Dottie did quite well for her first litter. She started her labor at 3 in the morning on September the 5th, and then her first puppy was born at 2:32 in the afternoon. So it took her a while to get going. Mostly she was panting and a little bit of walking around and not eating and just generally preparing. Lots of digging. She was under the bed a lot, and lots of preparing for a nesting area for the puppies. And then it was only about an hour that she had contractions for before the first puppy was born. So when a girl has her contractions, we let them have contractions for 2 hours before we go to the vet and get assistance for the girl. As long as they're fine and it's within 2 hours, we don't worry. But if it takes more than 2 hours for the first puppy to arrive, then we go to the vet to make sure that nothing is causing a major problem for either the girl or the puppy. So we were well within our time constraints there with these puppies. No problem at all. And Dottie was a little bit uncomfortable with the delivery of her first puppy. And the first puppy who was born is Brown Collar. And Brown Collar is a boy. And I'm just going to move this one. This is Brown Collar here. Brown Collar is a chocolate party. So he is a beautiful, really, really dark brown color. And at first we thought he was a black party when he was born and still wet. And he weighed 210 grams when he was born. So he wasn't huge. It was just a big shock for Dottie for the first time when she had no idea what was going on or what to expect, and then this puppy was born. So she was very perturbed by that, and she actually tried to bite both myself and Reynolds, and she did actually bite Reynolds' finger. So it took 2 of us, because if she had been left to her own devices, she probably would have harmed the puppy, just because she was scared, unfamiliar with what was going on. Nothing against Dottie at all. This is not something that's uncommon with girls. And then the next puppy was born at 3:22 in the afternoon, and that's Black Collar Boy. And he is this very pretty, handsome, black party puppy. And this little Labradoodle weighs 232 grams. So he is the biggest in the litter, and he was the second born. And when she had him, she was not at all perturbed about that. She wasn't interested in biting us anymore or worried. Now she understood what was going on. It takes a little while for all the hormones to kick in, and for girls to really catch on to what's going on the first time sometimes. So by the time an hour had passed and she had puppy number 2, she was perfectly fine. And the third puppy was born at 4:19 p.m. and that was Red Collar. And we've given Red Collar the red collar. She's over here. And that's because she is either a red party or a red caramel party. Now what will make the difference in that is what color her nose is. Daddy Copper has a brown nose and Mama Dottie has a black nose. If this puppy ends up with a black nose, then that puppy will be a red dog. If the puppy ends up with a brown nose, then that puppy will be a red caramel dog. And this is our first little girl, and she was 162 grams. So she is the smallest puppy in the litter, our third born there. Beautiful markings, really, really pretty. This is a very unique and interesting set of patterns that she has here. And they're almost two-toned, darker here than here, which is really cool. And then last but not least, at 5:01 p.m. was Pink Collar Girl. And she too is either a red party or a red caramel party. And she is 184 grams. So very nice, fairly even distribution of weights from 162 to 232 grams. Just exactly what you would expect for mini Labradoodles to be born at. But Dottie's doing a very nice job. She's settled in quite readily now. She's much more comfortable. She had us up most of the night last night just because she was not quite sure yet how to corral everyone. So if this puppy, for instance, was over here and the others were here, she hadn't quite figured out how she got everyone together so they could all nurse. And she was, of course, a little bit agitated if they were crying. These are vocal puppies. They all have quite a good ability to speak. If they are not near Dottie, we hear about it right away. So they're nice and quiet now because they've settled in, Dottie's settled in, and everybody is doing really well. And they all have lovely little markings on their tails. Oh, we aren't going to see this one right now. On their bodies. Everybody has color on their eyes and on their ears. This one has a lot of pink on his ear, and the little brown one has a beautiful bit of white down his ear. Very, very pretty. Great job by Dottie. We're really happy that everybody arrived safe and sound. And it was very, very thoughtful of Dottie to do just as I'd asked and have her puppies between lunch and dinner. Just couldn't ask for better timing. So that's our Labradoodle puppies from the Brass Ring litter, 4 mini party Labradoodles. And we hope you'll join us next week when we do our week 1 litter update. These updates will publish every week on Sunday, which will be a week and a day after they are born. So we will film all of our videos on Saturdays and they'll all be published on Sundays. And you can follow along and keep track of all these mini Labradoodles as they grow and develop. And if you have any questions or comments on this litter, please feel free to post them. And if you have a moment, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so that you are notified when we do updates for this litter and all of our other litters at Van Isle Labradoodles. Thanks so much for watching.